Hello, this is episode 121 of Three Things with Ian. Welcome. This is also the 1st of May. Congratulations, we've made it. Beautiful day, and can't wait to talk to you about three exciting topics. We will talk youth prodigies in sports, right? Wonder Kids. We will talk the perfect temperature. I will give you my 2 cents on that. And last but not least, we're going to talk. It's time for your 2-minute AI recap of the month for April. Okay, and I'll give you a fun fact of the day. Okay, so let's dive in. AI. I talk about it a lot. I don't exactly 100% know why I talk about it so much. I think it's because I think about it a lot. OpenAI web search. Not a threat to Google search yet. So last month there was a Google post that revealed that the company sees more than 5 trillion. So that's 12 zeros, guys. 5 trillion searches per year. That breaks down to about 96 billion web searches each week. OpenAI, AI in general, has just now breached, not sure what the verb is there, roughly 1 billion searches a week. So they are 96 times less frequently used. Still, though, a billion is also a big number. It is nothing like the trillions each year that Google, which is synonymous with search engines, with searching for things, finding recipes, weather, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so yeah, we're at a billion we're at a billion individual usages of OpenAI or AI in general. And so, while that doesn't sound like a lot, it's more than I would have said if someone had just asked me a question, where are we at? Obviously, it is very apparent that Google is able to monetize on its advertisements. I also didn't realize this. This is also a staggering number. Last quarter, Google made $50.7 billion from their search alone, and that is largely driven by ad revenue. So that's your first little bit. It sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but also context is super important. ChatGPT is also gaining some new shopping features. Think dollar signs, review roundups, recommending different products to purchase, listing links to buy items. So that's the next frontier. I am not in the least surprised that we are going to be seeing more ways to monetize this. The second little bit of the recap, which is probably the more interesting, I definitely buried the lead here. ChatGPT has been telling you and building you up. It's been fluffing you up, guys. It's been telling you you're smarter than you are. It's been very disingenuous in terms of being overly supportive. And there was this really interesting prompt that someone typed, and it basically was asking, you read my messages a lot. Am I an intelligent person? And the individual made it with terrible grammar, terrible punctuation, tons of really bad typos. And the response was a pretty flattering, like, you are smart. You have an IQ of potentially in the top 5% of the U.S. population. So it got a flattering appraisal, despite it purposely sounding and being very not intelligent. And so Sam Altman, AI giant, founder, I don't know. He's very involved with OpenAI. It's his company. He's working to fix the sycophantic, big word. I had to kind of sound it out there. It's to fix the sycophantic chatbot to make it more, not rude, but more realistic in terms of giving you maybe what you deserve, not what you want to hear. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And I guess a lot of people had been taken aback by the fact that they were purposely surprised by the overly positive sentiment that the ChatGPT was giving them back. So, and for your interesting fact of the day, as much as 30% of Microsoft's code is now written by AI software. So, they're coming for you, engineers, with your big salaries. All right, let's pivot. That was your 2-minute recap for AI for the month of April. Let's talk. I'm going to try to see what I want to do first here for the stories. Let's talk about youth in sports. So, Lamine Yamal, you cannot escape soccer with me, guys. Not in the spring. Lamine Yamal is a baby-faced 17-year-old Spanish player who plays for FC Barcelona. He has played for them his entire career because he is 17 years old. He has 100 appearances for one of the biggest capital C clubs going. So, day in and day out, Mr. Yamal is playing the best soccer against the possibly, no hyperbole here, he's potentially playing against the greatest collection of players to date in history. So as somebody in La Liga in Barcelona, he is playing against the best and brightest from the English Premier League. He is playing Real Madrid players. He is going up against men who are the most talented at the sport that have ever walked the planet. And he is not only holding his own, but he consistently is exceeding expectations. He's not the prolific goal scorer that Messi is, but his contribution to those around him, which if you know me, that is what I care about in terms of athleticism, how much you elevate those around you. His passing, the way he opens up the field, every critic worth their name just has myriad of platitudes for this guy. He played maybe one of his best games ever yesterday in the semifinals of the UEFA Championships, where his Barcelona team was down 2-0 and then 3-2 to Inter Milan, and they scrapped back to a tie. It's just crazy that, I mean, part two of this conversation is I can list you, and I'm going to right now, a long list of teenagers who had shown great promise, who did a lot of impressive things, but it wasn't sustainable, and they regressed back to the mean. They became versions of a 17, 18-year-old athlete because that's what they are. So it is amazing that this individual has gotten to this level so far and is sustaining it. 100 appearances is not 5 appearances. It's not 20. It's not 50. 100 is a huge number. He has played in already some of the biggest on the biggest stage, on the biggest map, against the best athletes. He's consistently one of the best players. The only other, I mean, there's not many comparisons you can make. LeBron James seems to come to mind. You know, he's a once in generation talent. If you recall, Michelle Wie was a youth golfer who gained fame and recognition for her prodigious talent in the sport. Freddie Adu, that's kind of when I was growing up and I was in middle school and upper elementary school. Freddie Adu was a 14-year-old kid who signed with DC United in the MLS, but the MLS was a way different league back then, and he showed some promise. He scored some goals, he had some assists, but 3 or 4 years later he was gone, right? Nadia Comaneci, right, the 14-year-old Romanian gymnast who had a perfect 10 at the Olympics, she comes to mind as sort of a corollary of Lamine Yamal. There's just not many people. I mean, the website I went to pull a name, had like Gretzky and others who are really good, but I don't think that, in terms of hockey, yes, he came onto the scene and was excellent, and he's the greatest hockey player of all time, but I'm very curious to see what our young Yamal can do. Famously, he just comes from good pedigree. There's a picture of him with Messi as like a 5-year-old. He seems to have been destined. He seems to have been born for this moment in time. It's just the superlatives keep on coming. Pulling the strings like a puppet master. Age is no barrier. His quotes are, he's impossible to rattle. He's the kid who passed school exams while winning the Euro 2024 with Spain. He just is... It's one of those things where you feel silly saying that he's playing like he's 25, 26, and his maturity often on the pitch is just phenomenal. So if he was an American athlete, if he was playing in the NBA or the NFL or anything at a young level, he would be headline news. He is world famous, but because he's an international soccer player, his impact on, kids at school and just in the news and USA Today and just he's not as well known, but what he's doing is outstanding, guys. You've got to Google him. As a trading card enthusiast, I think I pulled my first card of him, and I'm very excited, and I can't wait to see where he goes. 100 appearances by age 17 is just staggering. All right, last little fun. We'll end it with a little fun thing. What is the best temperature? Now, obviously, this is a question that you have a different answer in late March versus late August, where you're tired of sweating yourself to death here. But and then obviously this question is tough to answer also because like if it's cloudy, it can be much warmer, levels of humidity. But I'm gonna give you my answer, and my answer is predicated on it being a 5 to 7 mile per hour wind, a nice breeze, not overcast or cloudless, some scattered clouds. Humidity levels I'm going to have at like 30 to 40%, so comfortable. For me, my paper temperature is like 76, 77 degrees. Now, it is May 1st, and we have only dabbled in a few days in the 70s so far, so I don't have a ton of experience with this, and Midwesterners, our blood is thick. It takes a little bit of time to thin that out, so 70 feels pretty hot right now. But the reason why I like high 70s is what I'm looking for is a temperature where I can wear short sleeves and shorts comfortably without any need for a jacket. And with any little bit of movement, that breeze at the temperature feels nice. The sun, if it's beating down on you and it's in the mid 70s, you're still comfortable. You can do some light athletics. I don't think like you don't want to run a marathon or half marathon when it's in the 70s. You want to be in frankly the mid 40s, which more to come on that later, I guess. But that is true scientifically. With sunglasses and the right attire, you just feel good. You don't need any additional accoutrements. You're not like sweating to death. There's also no reason to feel cold. When it's in the mid 70s, there's no reason to feel cold whatsoever. So that is my answer. I really want to hear your answer. It probably depends on where you are. If you're in Arizona, you might be comfortable with 86 degrees because you're used to 110 in the summer. And if you're in the Upper Peninsula in Michigan, heck, 49 degrees might feel like a heat wave. So what is your perfect temperature? I can go a little warmer if it's overcast and you don't have that sun beating down on you. But I also don't want to feel hot just existing. I want to feel comfortable. And I think 75, 76 gets me that. So love to hear your answer. And I think I'll leave it there. I posted a few shorts. Check those out. I'm always looking for book recommendations. I'm making it through some Black Mirror episodes. I'm going to be able to talk more about that later. And yeah, just enjoying the weather. And yes, I will get a haircut soon. I promise. All right, guys, take care. Goodbye.